Hello, lovely witches. This is Dawn from Aurora Dawn, and this is another episode of Witchy Wisdoms Wednesday. And what that is a collaboration of about 7 witches. Although I think we're switching out, I'm not sure. I think someone is not going to be making some videos for a while. I'm not 100%, but anyway, the links to everybody will be down below. Okay, so check out their channels. This week's topic is offerings, and it is, to me, a very interesting topic. The first thing I want to say is that I just recently listened to an interview with someone named S Garrett, and he is definitely on the left-hand path. And he talks about how he works with his client and gets the specific information from them and then designs a ritual to help them. So if it's money, then he talks to them about their money issues and comes up with a ritual where he calls on a specific entity, a spirit. Now, I noticed that JS talked about calling on an angel and giving that angel an offering, and then, a request. And it is my understanding and my feeling and the way I see angels have never been human. They are very highly evolved, a high vibrational entity. And to me, they are programmed. It's programmed like a thought form, but on a very high level. And they are very, very powerful, but they are very restricted on what they can do. For instance, they cannot interfere. They cannot step in and stop something from happening that is supposed to happen for karmic reasons or for lessons that a person needs to learn in this lifetime. And also they cannot step in unless we ask them to. We have to give them permission. Spirit guides and ascended masters and teachers are on the same level. They are in a higher dimension, much higher dimension than we are, and they have no need for offerings. So the demons, I guess if you want to call them, or lower astral, I don't know. See, people get tripped up when I say lower astral. What I mean is lower meaning closer to us in the 3rd dimension. The astral world is a 4th dimension. And these spirit beings are extremely powerful, not as powerful as, say, an angel or spirit guides or ascended masters, but they are much more powerful than we are, and they are not as restricted as we are. So these beings do require an offering, or if you want to call it a sacrifice. According to J.S. Garrett, what he does is give these beings that he works with, he gives them a blood offering. And some people will really freak out with that. Voodoo, I know, does a lot of blood offerings and sacrificing animals and so on. So J.S. talks about that he raises chickens, and he gets the eggs from them, but he also eats them. So he raises them for his own consumption, and he does not want to waste the blood. So he uses the blood in his rituals, and he uses them a lot of times to help other people. Now, according to JS, his rituals to help people for, I can't remember what it was. I think it was for money. He says he's 100%. Nobody has ever, these rituals have never failed him. I'm always reticent whenever a psychic or somebody who has abilities says that they are 100%. Only because we're so different. We have all kinds of things going on in our subconscious mind that will block and interfere with what we're trying to manifest. And even if we reach out to somebody else who's much more powerful and stronger than we are, there are times when I feel things are just going to get in the way and it's not going to work. But that's how I see it. Okay, so these offerings, like I said, are for these lower astral. And what I mean is lower than the angels in the astral world. These beings need some sort of energy offering from us in order to fulfill our request. So if you want to get involved with these, a lot of the gods and deities are in this category. If you want to get involved with them, it's best to meditate and call on them and talk to them and find out what they want, because you don't want to get into a situation where you're calling on them to help you and say they do help you. Where's the offering? And say it's something that you can't get a hold of, or it's something that you're unwilling to give, like kill a chicken. Are you willing to kill an animal to have this entity work with you? So this is something that you need to resolve with the being that you are going to work with. And if it's something you don't want to offer, you don't want to do in exchange for that being helping you and fulfilling whatever it is that your request is, then I recommend do not work with that being. It can be very detrimental if you do not give them what it is that they're looking for in exchange for fulfilling your request. So that's my warning to you. Definitely look into that before you work with any of these beings. I do not work with these beings. Not that I don't want to, not that there's anything stopping me, except for that I just don't understand it well enough. And I have not made or created or developed a relationship with any of them to really feel comfortable with this. Now, I did at one point in my life, I needed some help, and I worked with some deities and did one was just very simple, just an orange candle, burn an orange candle for this deity. And a lot of times it's really very simple, a glass of whiskey, a cigar, a lot of hoodoo and voodoo. You'll see that energy exchange where you give them an offering. And what it is very interesting. It is energy for them to actually use to manifest for you. It is something on our side in the three-dimensional world that you can give to them that gives them permission, and sometimes that helps, and they don't need permission, but from my understanding, they don't need permission. But when you open the door, I'll put it that way, when you open the door, you're more receptive. Okay, that makes more sense. And you're giving them energy to use to manifest and bring whatever it is you're trying to bring into your life, make it physical. Okay, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Offerings, I know in Hinduism, it is very common for a Hindu household to have a whole room dedicated to a deity, to a god, and they will bring that altar, put on that altar fresh fruits, and even when they make a meal, they dish out, and some go to the extreme to have a separate kitchen. So they make the meal completely separate from their own meal, and they will give them a plate of food so that it's fresh, and everything needs to be fresh. If you're going to give an offering to a deity or a spirit, it needs to be high quality. Don't grab some moldy bread out of the refrigerator. It's just give them the high quality offering that you are giving them in exchange. And sometimes it's rice and milk. Sometimes it's honey, honey and milk or butter or, things like that, but make sure it's high quality. So that's pretty much it. If you decide to go with a deity, it's a relationship. You want to develop that relationship. Any demons are not always bad. Demons can be viewed as bad because you have a lot of fear in your life, and so you're interpreting your experience with the demon as being bad, evil, dangerous, but it's not always that way. So just find out, develop a relationship. That's probably the best advice I could give you, is to develop a relationship with whatever being you're going to be working with, and find out what do they need from you in order to assist you. Okay, so just keep in your heart love and light and compassion, and you will attract that to you. Those beings will be attracted to you. Okay, and so that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and please watch the other videos from the other ladies. There is one of the witches in our group is on the left-hand path, and so she'll probably expound on this a little bit more, in more detail and more very interesting information. So you got to watch, okay? And we have some other witches that have different views. It's good for you to see a different perspective on this topic. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your comments, and do something today that brings you joy and makes you feel good. Love you all, and until next time, blessed be.